of offering these psalms. You know, every morning we try to offer another psalm, and we're up to Psalm 60. We started with Psalm 1, Ashrei. You know, that's Psalm 1 that promises that we will be like a tree planted beside a watercourse, yielding its fruit in season. And today we have another image of a beautiful image of a rose, the Shoshana Bein HaKochim, that lily, that rose among the thorns, that the Song of Songs says is Israel, or can be any one of us. And the Hirsch reminds us that the rabbis say that, you know, you got to stay upright, and the thorns will protect you. And it's, you know, what upright means you have to have that moral center. You have to do what's right, because right now we are living through a time that we will look back on, and we're going to want to be proud of ourselves. We're living through a time that's really challenging, and we're going to want to be proud of ourselves when we look back. We're going to try to have as few regrets as possible. But the rabbis say sometimes you cannot predict the wind, because you know, you can try to stand up, but the wind will come and it'll try to blow you down. And no matter how many thorns there are protecting you, they won't protect you. So let's offer a Mishaberach, a healing prayer. My friend Corinne and her baby are doing better, and so we're going to keep her in our prayers. We're going to pray for our friend Zaki and his beautiful family. B'sha'a tova. Good decisions, right decisions. And for Sam and for Jack, for all the people struggling with COVID, cancer, Alzheimer's. Mishaberach, a healing prayer.
רפואת הנפש, רפואת הגוף. רפואת הנפש ורפואת הגוף. For the healing of the spirit and the healing of the body. For those we know, for those we don't know. On my right, Angel Michael. On my left, Angel Gabriel. In front of me, the angel Uriel. Behind me, Raphael. Above my head, above my head, above my head, above my head, Shekhinah. Michael, who's like God, Gabriel, God is my strength, Uriel, God is my light. Raphael, God is my healer. Above my head, above my head, above my head, above my head, above my head. Shekhinah. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. Blessed are you, great healer.
Prayer for learning.
Make the words of your teaching, O God, pleasant on our lips, and the lips of all of those that come into our circle. ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו יודעי שמך ולומדי תורתך. So we can spend our time in learning for its pleasure and for its implications in our lives, the works of our hands, the works of our hands, the works of our hands, מעשה ידינו, דברי תורתך, מעשה ידינו. ברוך אתה אדוני המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. Blessed are you who teaches to your people in this fashion, in this style, in this signature. Deliver us some liver.
Verse 1, Psalm 60.
Deliver us some verses.
Limanatzeach al Shushan.
Al Shushan.
Erut. Michtam leDavid. Lilamed. To the one that grants victory upon the rose of the testimony.
The rose.
A teaching by David. A teaching. Here is our teaching. And, here verse says, this is a reference to Shoshana ben Ephraim, the rose among the thorns.
A teaching.
When a rose stands surrounded by thorns, it will be injured by the wind, regardless of the direction from which the stormy blast will come. The rose can protect itself from hurt only if it succeeds in remaining straight and upright. This so applies to us in the midst of our suffering. The events of history storm against us from every direction, but we must suffer through them and from them all and preserve ourselves if we remain standing firm and upright, looking up to that moral center, to God, to doing what's right. Right? As the rose unfolds its petals and turns it upward to accept the life-giving dewdrops of God's word.
And along with our spirit, our bodies too.
Don't be afraid. Verse 2, right?
Let's go, baby.
When he besieged Aram Naharaim,
and
Aram Zobah, and Yoav,
up in the north.
Right? Yeah, we were there, remember? And smote Edom in the valley of Salt. Thousands. Oh God, you have forsaken us.
For all the way, up all the way.
You have made us defenseless.
From the north to the south.
You've been angry. Didn't our desire? You've been angry, and our desire.
The land of the two rivers.
Return. Right. So verse 4, you have made the land to shake. That's that wind that we have no control over. You have broken it. Heal.
Pitsamta.
Heal it.
Pitsamta, I believe, is a hapax legomenon.
Pitsamta.
Yeah. Can I see the bee? Oh, the bees are. Never mind.
Yeah. Does he talk about it?
I think so.
Pitsamta.
I think it's a hapax. I think it's the only time
that this word is
in
used
the Hebrew Bible, in the Tanakh, that this word is used. Pitsamta.
Pitsam. He says
Like
does not occur any other place in the scriptures. It's translated as to rend asunder, to cleave, to break apart, right?
And then he's got to heal it in the next verse.
Because if it's broken, it's that rose can't. We cannot remain steadfast. We can't keep our moral center.
Then in the next verse, right? It has to heal the Rafah, but it's with a hay, not with an aleph.
Nice.
That's interesting too.
Yeah. Verse 5, you have made your people see hardship, and you have made us drink bewilderment like wine. That's a good one. You know, it confuses us. It unsteadies us. So everything here is conspiring to make us unsure, to make us unsteady, unable to keep our moral center.
This is the wine that makes you stagger around.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's nothing that's so bad that some wine can't make it work.
Verse 6.
Latata.
You have given a banner to them that fear you, to raise themselves to its height before the might of wisdom.
Yeah.
So, you know, Selah. Get the wisdom here. Get the program here.
This
There is a program.
This is another unusual word, I think.
What's that?
I think this is a dislegomenon. I think this is only used twice.
Okay.
This koshet.
So it's not keshet. It's
No.
not bow.
Though he connects it, he calls it some kind of clothing that, or maybe jewel clothes.
Adornment.
Or adorned or really
it's
fancy
a jewel
clothes.
or adornment.
The kind of clothes I
says
used to
it's-
wear.
Right? He says it's related to keshet.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, it's also related to the,
It's used in the Proverbs
bow.
once other time in the Proverbs, I believe.
You know. Okay. And
So-
verse 7.
How unusual the language of the Psalms is, how specific and unique it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And Hirsch really helps, you know, because he's...
Lama'an.
Okay, here we go. Therefore, Lama'an, right? Therefore, now free those whom you have found worthy of your love. In other words, let us stand.
And answer.
Let us do the right thing here. Thy right hand show itself only in works of salvation. Answer us. Let us know somehow that we're on the right course. That our moral center is, you know, that we're really doing the right thing here, right?
Yep.
God, verse 8. God has already spoken in the sanctuary.
Or in
No.
holiness.
Maybe
One or the other.
in holiness, right? That's beautiful. That I should come to great exaltation. I would divide Shechem, you know. Yeah, that's interesting. And I would apportion the valley of Sukkot. Wow. Verse 9, Gilead shall be mine, Manasseh mine, Ephraim, the support of my head, Judah, the pen of my law. In other words,
All of them.
you know, there's exile and then there's division. And this is imagining all the pieces coming together. You know, it's imagining shlemut, wholeness of the people, that they shouldn't be divided. What a beautiful image. Moab shall be my washpot. Edom shall I cast my shoe. Oh, God, imagine the whole world working together in sync. I mean, I think that's the image here, right? Let Pleshet dare triumph over me now that we're all working together. All the tribes coming together, all the family being as one, everybody standing firm together, trying to do the right thing. Verse 11, who will bring me into the besieged city?
Matzor.
Right, that's the image
Me
here.
Nachani, who will lead me.
A contradiction against the absolute certainty of ultimate victory.
The dome. Who's going to lead me
know.
to these places?
So, you know, David, who is so sure because he knows this is God's will. So David's wavering a little bit. Kind of that rose is teetering a little bit. So, are you going to lead me?
Hello.
Are you going to lead me, God? Are you going to lead
Ata
me?
Elohim, Zinachtanu,
Mm-hmm. Is it you?
Lo Tetzei
Verse
Elohim,
12.
Vetzi
For it is
Elohim.
not is it not you, God, who has forsaken us? Right? Is it you? Is it you that's going to lead us out of this? If it's you that put us into this mess? Hello? God. Yeah. Have you gone forth with our hosts? You know, are we on the right path here? Verse 13. So give us help against the adversary. Come on. We can do this. Because we can't do this alone, right? Vain is the aid of just human beings. We cannot do this ourselves. We need to have that moral center. We need to have that wisdom. We can't make these decisions ourselves. We need help making these decisions. But ultimately, they are going to be our decisions. Ultimately, we will have to take responsibility for our actions. Ultimately, we will look back on this time, and either we will have regrets or we will be proud of how we walked through this time. Verse 14, last verse, Psalm 60. Keep that moral center. Do what is right. Clean hands, pure heart. Walk humbly with your God. All the things we know we have to do. Be generous, be compassionate, be kind, be loving. No revenge. Through God we shall do valiantly.
A little revenge.
I know, feels like it. No. Stay strong. Stay firm like that rose standing protected by those thorns. The thorns aren't the enemy. The thorns are keeping us, straight. Through God we shall do valiantly. And then the adversaries, the wickedness, will be done. And we will be left to walk in the light of God.
We do have a word for schadenfreude, it's in the Proverbs.
What's that?
I forget what it is. Schadenfreude. We have a word for it. Psalm 60, brought
Psalm
to you by
60.
the letter Samech, which is round.
Such a good song.
Round. Samech, to be connected, close. Support. If you fall, I will support you. Psalm 60, you keep bringing us back. Your leadership, rose of testimony, elemental to David, a teaching. In Aram Naharaim and Aram Tzova, when Yoav returned and slapped up Edom in the valley of salt.
Yes.
Thousands. Oh God, you have abandoned us, broke us, you were angry, you kept bringing us back. You made the land shake, you split it, heal its wounds, its teetering. You've shown us a hard way, you had us drink wine, confusing us more. You gave a sign to those who fear you, lifted us up, elegant clothing, so it is. Those close to you,
Beautiful.
your right hand saving us and answer us, God speaking. God speaking for us in holiness. I would divide up Shechem, valley of Sukkot, Gilead, mine, Manasseh, mine, Ephraim, mine, from my head, Yehuda, my scepter, Moab, my wash basin, I set my shoe on Edom, Peleshet, victorious for me. Who will bring me into the besieged city? Who led me to Edom? Allo, you, God, who has abandoned me and has not gone with our armies. Give us help against enemies. Our own help, vain. With God, we will do better.
Yeah.
December
That's
9th,
choice. Yes.
2020, Teeling
Feeling on the ceiling.
on the ceiling.
So, we could misread these things, but I think you've really reminded us that God doesn't take sides. God is the side. Right? Whoops.
Whoa.
God doesn't take sides, but this is a great psalm because it reminds us of where we need to stand. We need to stand firm, straight, looking up and just trying to do the right thing. Because at some point we will look back on this and we want to be proud of ourselves, proud of each other, and grateful that we were reminded that we can be that rose in spite of the wind. Right?
Yeah, Shushan Edut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like our existence our existence testifies to goodness.
Yeah, let that be. Let our existence testify to goodness
To be
today.
witnesses.
As we face another day, we pray it's a day of lift. And we'll see you again tomorrow. And tomorrow night is Hanukkah. Oh, and I have one more thing. Can I do this? Little commercial. We have a book that's coming out from CRC, Central Reformed Congregation in St. Louis. We have a zodiac floor that was created by the artist Siona Benjamin. And as a fundraiser for one of our local businesses, our local bookseller, Left Bank Books, we are having our book launch tonight with Left Bank Books. And it's all about the zodiac floor of CRC. All women of color as the holidays, all the zodiac signs, the artist, the Indian Jewish artist, Siona Benjamin. And we'll be launching our book tonight at 7 o'clock.
Really nice.
Is it 7 o'clock? I think it's 7 o'clock.
Yeah, 7
You
o'clock.
can find it on our website. It's on Facebook. So hope you'll join us tonight, and we'll see you again tomorrow for the next psalm.
Amen.
May you have a day of lift.